Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Untitled Tarot. Now these are your readings for the full moon for August the 3rd. So that's the full moon in Aquarius at 11 degrees Aquarius, 11 degrees 45 minutes. Now it's a bulk introduction as ever. There will be a timestamp down below so that once you've watched my waffle the once, you don't have to watch it all over again. Just click on the timestamp in the description. Now, also in the description, there is a link to my Facebook page for this channel, which is relevant for this video. But that's also where you can contact me for a personal reading if you want. Now, these are general readings. I call them Gods at Play readings because the full moon is about opposition, sun, opposition, moon. It's about the push and pull of the forces. Now, I use God cards like Gods of Titans, Mythic Oracle, Dark Goddess Oracle cards, to look at the forces that are working to suppress you and the forces that are looking to uplift you. The forces that are suppressing you, I'm taking a Gnostic view of the ancient gods, that they are masks being worn by the archons who want to feed off of our pain and misery and fear and general non-connectedness to the divine. The bottom row is the true gods from the pagan point of view, the gods that are there to help lift us up to our higher selves, to connection with the divine, or that are simply there to ensure the functional running of the universe, one or the other. You know, there's certain gods within the pagan religions, they don't care whether you're there or not. Other gods do care. So we can see the interplay between all of those. So this is there's not a past and a present, so there's not really an element of take what resonates either. It's like an energetic forecast, and it'll either be useful for you or it won't. I would imagine if your birth chart is affected by this full moon, or at the moment by Uranus in Taurus, then these readings will probably be more relevant for you. You can ask a question beforehand, like I tend to say in all my normal videos. I make no promises as to whether the answer to your question will even be touched upon, because it's not really that sort of spread. But hey, give it a go. Give me some feedback if you ask a question you get an answer, because that'll be interesting to know. Now, as I said, I'm not going to spend a lot of time, says me, discussing about the full moon or the astrology of the full moon per se, because there's plenty of astrologers on YouTube who are doing it better than me. I would particularly recommend, as ever, Anastasia Cosmic Astrologer. I recommend Rick Levine, the Astrology Hub, Rick, R-I-K, Leo King. You know, Namaste Today. I've not watched it yet today. It's Sunday and it's out. And as I'm actually discussing this, I have done 7 of the readings so far. I've got as far as Libra. The rest I'm going to actually have to do tomorrow on the day of the full moon. So if you're Scorpio onwards in the zodiac, sorry, you'll have to wait till tomorrow. But one thing that did get my attention about this full moon is that it is square Uranus in Taurus, and a square creates a difficulty that can be overcome through creativity, through the application of creative energies, whatever that means. And I think that has shown in the 7 readings that I've done so far, as this time they seem quite personal. I mean, maybe you could take it on a societal level, but this time they seem very, very personal situations. Something that they all feel a lot closer to home rather than any commentary on what local governments might be doing or local police forces. You know, as my full moons a couple of months ago, was it even last month? It must be a couple of months ago now, seemed to pick up on a lot of the protests that had not yet started when I did the readings. But don't worry, you are still rebelling. You are still resisting, but you seem to be rebelling and resisting things that are a lot closer to home. But that rebelling and resisting does seem to be a theme with the readings this month. And also, no, it's gone out of my head what I was about to say. So where were we? Rebelling and resisting. That square to Uranus, there's repeated themes that are coming up for everybody. There's the Archons pretending to be Poseidon or Uranus have come again and again and again. And opening doorways to transformation of your own life, transformation of where you believe that you're heading. That's coming out as well. Now, if I haven't said it already, you want to watch your sun and your moon, obviously, and your rising sign, because in ancient astrology, the rising sign is the most important, hence the timestamp. Now, I'm just going to have a look at the, excuse me, the symbols of this degree. As I said, 11 degrees Aquarius, so written down in like inside degrees as Aquarius 12, because 11 something is the 12th degree. And the Chandra symbol is, or inside degree symbol, is a heated argument turns into laughter. Now what it talks about is tension and release, contraction and expansion, the breath of the mind resolving its dualities. Now Rick Levine on I think it was on Astrology Hub was saying that the whole job description of Uranus is to instantly resolve irreconcilable opposites, and try saying that after a couple of whiskey. So this really sits with the theme. Now it says, in order to make it possible for radical truths and significant realizations to come through, you must first karmically dramatize, inside the ego mind and outside as well, the unbearable tension between opposing points of view. You enter upon disputes, advocate positions, set up heroes and villains. And then when your whole inner and outer world is packed with dilemmas, problems, arguments and battles, you become ready to seek out synthesis, to enter upon a cycle of restoring wholeness. During your experimental years, spice means everything. But during your maturity, there is no further mileage to be had in turning anything against anything else. Getting it that you made it all up in the first place, and that the rational mind delights in controversy but has its limits. When resolution comes, everything looks different. All of life turns around, and most particularly your relation to yourself changes from the critic into the friend and respectful ally of your own inward intentions. Yes, I didn't read this before I did those first 7 readings, but that makes a lot of sense with what I've seen all the way up to Libra. And now I love the Omega symbol is a man struck by lightning is miraculously unharmed. And it's showing that lightning effect of Uranus to bring in change. One thing that Rick Levine said again is that Uranus in Taurus does not like change. So Uranus this time will bring bigger changes less often, because it's like that change energy builds up, like as he said, within a capacitor, and then all of a sudden pop and it's used. Now as they say here, it's a wonderful thing to be serious and passionate about life, but not good when, through our attachment, we turn what is important to us into a burden. Now, this degree is about knowing and focusing on what is important to us, that came out in the readings as well, while learning to carry it lightly. When we attune to the greater spiritual reality from which our consciousness has arisen, we inevitably come to know the joy of pure being. Now, there is symbols of hope here. I mean, all this is fantastic, but it sounds like a lot of work as well, doesn't it? Now, the Pleiadian symbol, which I'm not entirely sure where that's from, because I've not been able to source the origin of these Pleiadian symbols. I mean, other than the Pleiades, obviously. An escalator carrying people far into the sky, which is just a beautiful image. So whatever the full moon brings to you, I want you to consider that whatever it is a step up. Simple as that. Even if it really doesn't look like a step up, that's the way you have to look at it. For your own sanity, that's the way you have to look at it. But whatever it is, it's a step up. Now, interestingly here, from the information that I got, there's each degree has a seed degree and a fulfillment degree. And if somebody could guide me in the comments as to what that actually means, I'd be very grateful. But the seed degree, this really grabbed me, is Leo 23, so obviously 22 degrees Leo. So the sun right now is, well, right now as in the time of the full moon, will be at 11 degrees Leo. So a simple another 11, so you know, numerology 11, big important number, to this seed degree, Leo 23. And it says, a secret race of beings carrying on a hidden existence among humans. That's the Omega symbol for that degree. Now, for the more tinfoil hat wearing of us, that obviously will make you think, oh my God, it's the astral reptilians and the they live scenario. But there's also looked at it in a young adult fiction way. You know, like the X-Men or the Eternals soon to be released, or you know, elves walking among us, all that sort of thing. But what I'd like to give you the image of is that we are that secret race of beings walking around, carrying on a hidden existence among humans. I mean, obviously, we are humans. We are all humans. We are all humans. And we are all aliens if you take reincarnation into account. So there's this 1 degree of the full moon straight after the 3 eclipses and everything else that's been going on this year. 2020, I mean, for God's sake, October's full moon is on Halloween. I mean, if it was going to happen any year, of course it will be this year. But there is a wonderful sense of activation, both in the degree symbols, even that seed degree of 11 degrees Aquarius being Leo 22 degrees Leo, there's that wonderful sense of activation, especially if you think about that escalator thing as well. And there is, in the readings, a wonderful sense of not just activating it as an idea, but actually doing. Right. And there's me saying I wouldn't waffle about the astrology, but I don't think I have. I've stuck to the symbols. So, timestamp down below for the next one that you watch. Remember, sun, moon and rising. Birth chart link down below as well. If you don't know what your moon and rising are, they're always a good idea to have a look at. Comment. It is always good to receive the feedback. And thank you so much for everyone who has subscribed or liked the videos so far. The likes do help, the subscriptions help even more, and hey, you want to see what I'm going to do, so subscriptions, notifications bell, and come and join us on the Facebook page, link down below. Right, time to get on with your reading. And welcome Scorpio rising and Scorpio moon if you've just joined us after the timestamp, and well, buckle in. Buckle up even, Scorpio, because there's an interesting reading here for you. So, the archontic masks, the god forces that are trying to separate you from the divine. We start with an expectable villain, Set with chaos. But then the mood seems to change somewhat. We have Eos with new beginnings and the Morai with destiny. Ursuli with prosperity and Ma'at with justice, and then finally Artemis, the goddess of light. These are all the forces that are trying to separate you from your destiny, your higher self, your divine nature, however you want to look at it. Bear in mind, these gods at play readings, by their very nature, are dramatic. So take this however you want to take this. On your side, the Jade Emperor with organisation, Hebe with play, Radio with defence, and Ramachi with strength, and curiously Epimetheus with carelessness. Now, so there's chaos around you. Hey, look at the news. You know, there's, or don't spend too long looking at the news. But there's chaos around you. And it's almost like a new beginning is offered to you that's like some form of miracle chance, some form of wonderful opportunity. It promises prosperity. It promises to set things right. It is highly spotlighted and targeted. Artemis is a huntress as well, remember. And it offers you this new beginning that just feels like it's destined. Be careful. My own urge here is to say, nah, don't take this offer of a new beginning. If you want a new beginning, you need to create it yourself. No offer is going to come along and create that new beginning in the way where you will, well, I want to say the word profit from, but profit from, grow from, you know, whatever your ends may be, whether it is profit or growth or personal growth, emotional growth, spiritual growth, whatever. If there's chaos around you and you are automatically handed you're automatically handed a solution. This top row, in a way, is very emblematic of the concept of problem, reaction, solution. Problem, chaos. Reaction, let's get out of the chaos. We need to get out of the chaos. We need to start again. Solution, go this way. Go to the way of destiny. Go the way of justice. Go the way of that is illuminated for you. But I'll be interested to see what the tarot say in a moment when I add them to this, because this, with the presence of Epimetheus here, it's almost like as this offer is coming towards you, you will witness some carelessness. You will witness a mistake. You will witness something that makes you go, that's not right. That doesn't feel right. And rather than launching on this new beginning, you can play with this idea. Absolutely, this is what Hebe is telling me. But Hebe was also someone who was abducted. So, much like Ganymede was. So, be careful. You can play with the idea and learn what you need to from it, because using the Mask of Ursulae will offer routes for that prosperity, but there will be very, very strict rules that you have to abide by to gain that prosperity. Strict rules where you will be watched like a hawk if you actually break those rules. And is that something that you really need to do? Because I feel like what you are being called to do is more organize your own life, you know, your own project, your own life, your own relationship, whatever this may be. But it's to rely on your ability for organization, that you can say, no, I believe in my system. My system is fine. I'm going to stick with my system. Because it looks like you're being offered a pot of gold here. I wish I had a card for a leprechaun. Oh, there's an idea of an oracle set. But there's... I just don't feel that what is on offer, it's being sold really heavily. It's a fantastic new beginning. It will bring you prosperity. This is your destiny to do. No, No, it's not. Don't believe them. Because you need to have the strength to carry on and defend what you already have. So going for this this new beginning that's on offer, it's, other than set at the beginning, this is just too nice, especially since these are the archontic forces suppressing you. You're going to be told that it's the sensible thing to do, that it sets things right, that it is the right way to proceed forward, it is the destiny, it's a whole new beginning, it will bring you this prosperity. And I honestly feel that really you need to respond to that with a healthy dose of skepticism. Get my teeth in. Or get my tooth in anyway. Oh no, that's right. Okay, so there. Yes, this new beginning is very much an offer of a new beginning, look. Clarified by the Eight of Pentacles. But where you are is sound. And you can have, if you have the strength to protect what you are working with, to level up, and you can level up by taking a playful attitude to this entire, what is presented to you in the full moon, because that play will give you original ideas. It is not adhering to the strict rules. Now, I got the strict rules from Ursula, but if you think about it, my arch with justice also represents fairly strict rules, and it's like you are offered a victory by adhering to these rules, but it's going to be harder work than what you think it is. And those rules, once you get in this situation, they take their mask off. And you realise that everything's not as hunky-dory as it was. What you need to be seeking, we have Vazaria here with clemency and equilibrium. And you can have that equilibrium growing from your current situation without inviting in the new. So this, that's what I will call it. This new beginning is a lie, or this new opportunity is a lie. Because all of these pentacles here, 10 of Pentacles, Knight, Page or Queen, they're all talking about nurturing what you already have, building on what you already have, and not taking the shiny new thing, whatever this shiny new thing is, because it's, I don't know why I'm still shuffling, because it's not a passage to pleasure. It's not anything that it's sold to be. It ends here in the Five of Pentacles with that sense of destitution, that sense of things constantly escaping you. And that's a really curious card. I mean, it's a curious Five of Pentacles, but you notice that butterfly that she can't quite grasp. That change that doesn't quite happen, doesn't quite connect with her finger. Because we know the Five of Pentacles is indeed a impoverished time. But here, you have the strength to build and to nurture what you already have and what you're already working on. That is the way that leads to wish fulfillment. And you will know the time to act, and you will know the time to act when whoever's presenting all this to you trips themselves up, that says something or does something that make you go, no, that's not right. Because under this worldview that they're putting across, once you absorb and agree with that worldview, they can justify what they like, because they will have their internal logic and they can say, yes, it's fine that we do this because A, B, C. But if you stand back and you look at them and you go, That's not fine. That is not fine. If I bought what you were selling, I'd believe you. But that's not fine. It is not good. So, well, that was brief, wasn't it? But we also got Lekabel here, who I think this might be the first time Lekabel has turned up since I got this deck. But she represents intellectual talent, and especially since both cards wanted to come out, and this one especially is saying that it naturally appears on the bottom row because it was the second one out. You already have a plan. You already have something that you have been building and that you can build, and you know it's going to be a struggle to build, but when you have finished building, it is a form of wish fulfillment for you. Stick with that. This new offer is a load of lies. It is not what it says on the packet. Okay, well, that was brief. There's that was a lot quicker than I thought it would be. But if this means anything to you, Scorpio, and beware job offers that come out of nowhere. But if this means anything to you, Scorpio, comment down below. It's always good to know that I'm not just talking nonsense to the camera. I try to respond to all my comments. Your next readings that will come out will be your Chinese zodiac, which I'll start filming tomorrow afternoon. Other than that, good luck, and whatever it is that you're working on at the moment, even if it's not come into fruition yet, you maybe not even unveiled it yet, but you have the foundations. Stick with that. Cheers.